Have you ever noticed how we are drawn to things that feel unreal? Dreamlike movies, surreal edits, fantasy novels, or even just staring at the clouds and imagining shapes. There's something inside us that craves these dreamy worlds, almost like an escape from reality. But why? Why do humans love slipping into places that don't exist? Places that feel softer, stranger, and more magical than everyday life. Today, let's dive into the psychology of escapism and why these dreamlike experiences are so irresistible. Firstly, escapism isn't just a modern thing, it's deeply human. Long before movies, music, or social media, people told stories, myths, legends, and even fantasies. These weren't just entertainment, they were ways of coping. Life always has been stressful, uncertain, and sometimes even harsh. Escaping into stories gave people relief, hope, and sometimes even strength. Think about it. When life feels overwhelming, our brain naturally looks for a doorway, a book, a movie, music, even daydreaming. Escapism isn't weakness, it's survival. It's our mind saying, let me breathe for a moment, let me wander somewhere softer. But why dreamy worlds specifically? Why do surreal, hazy, or fantasy images feel so magnetic? Psychology suggests it's because dreams mirror the unconscious. When you watch a film, like Last Night in Soho, or scroll through dreamy aesthetic edits, it reminds you of what your brain does every night: blend reality with imagination. There's also comfort in the surreal. Reality is often rigid, logical, demanding. Dreamy worlds are fluid. Colors are brighter, rules bend, time stretches, and that feeling of stepping into a place where anything is possible gives us the freedom we don't always feel in real life. Different people escape in different ways. Some through fantasy novels, some through photography, some through music. Personally, I think of photography and editing. A photo isn't just an image of reality, it can be reshaped into something that feels dreamlike. You blur it, shift the colors, overlay textures, and suddenly it's not just a picture, it's a portal. Music does the same thing. Think of ambient soundscapes, reversed echoes, or Indian classical instruments woven into dreamy beats. They transport you instantly. It's not about running away from reality, but about expanding it. Of course, escapism has two sides. On one hand, it's healing. It lets you recharge, reflect, and return to life with new energy. On the other hand, if we escape too much, reality starts to feel unbearable. Psychologists say the trick is balance, using dreamlike worlds as inspiration, not as replacement for life. Think of it like swimming. Diving into water feels freeing, right? But you can't live underwater. You dive, you explore, you come back to land, refreshed. Escapism works the same way. At the end of the day, dreamy worlds remind us that life isn't only about deadlines, money, or routines. They remind us that we are also creatures of wonder. Our minds don't just want to survive, they want to wander, imagine, and create. And maybe that's why we love dreamy aesthetics so much. Because somewhere deep inside, we know that the boundary between dreams and reality isn't as rigid as we think. We carry both all the time. So the next time you lose yourself in a dreamy movie, an edit, or even just your own imagination, don't feel guilty. You're not wasting time. You're giving your mind space to breathe, to feel, and to remember what it means to be human. Thanks for wandering with me today. If this made you think, or if you also love escaping into dreamy worlds just like me, let me know your thoughts below. And hey, maybe reality isn't as far from a dream as we think. That's all. Thank you.